Weddings are supposed to be magical, right? A celebration of love, family, unity. That's what I told myself when I agreed to be my sister's maid of honor, despite everything we'd been through growing up. I thought maybe, just maybe, this event would bring us closer. It didn't. My sister Claire and I have never been close. She's always been the golden child, the straight-A student, the homecoming queen, Daddy's favorite. I was the quiet one, the weird one. I liked books, painting, and silence. Claire liked attention. Still, when she got engaged to Daniel, her college sweetheart, she surprised everyone by asking me to be her maid of honor. "I want you by my side," she said with that familiar smile, the kind that looked sweet to outsiders, but I knew better. It was her signature manipulation tool. I agreed, partly out of duty, partly out of hope. Daniel seemed like a good man, thoughtful, grounded, kind. Maybe she had changed. Maybe this time would be different. I poured myself into helping with the wedding. I designed the invitations by hand, arranged the seating chart, and even stepped in to calm Claire down when she had a meltdown over the shade of the tablecloths. But the night of the wedding reception, I realized just how wrong I had been. After dinner, it was time for the speeches. Claire's best friend from high school went first, sharing sweet and slightly embarrassing stories about their teenage years. Everyone laughed. Then came my turn. I had written a heartfelt speech about sisterhood, about growing up together, and how I had come to admire Claire's strength, even if we didn't always understand each other. I tried to keep it light, but sincere. The room was quiet as I finished, some people smiling, a few dabbing their eyes. And then Claire stood up. I just want to say, she began, microphone in hand, how brave it is that my little sister got up here and spoke in public. I mean, if you knew her in high school, you'd be shocked. She used to be terrified of talking to people. I always said she was like a little ghost floating through the house. So shy, so awkward. Remember that, Mom? Some people chuckled, uncomfortably. She once tried to join the drama club to come out of her shell, and cried the first time she had to speak on stage. Bless her heart. The laughter grew. I felt my face flush. And now look at her, all grown up. Still awkward, but at least she didn't cry this time. There was laughter again, louder this time, and a few people actually clapped. I felt like I was shrinking inside myself, collapsing inward. I glanced at my parents. My mother looked away. My father was checking his phone. But then something happened that no one expected. Daniel stood up. He didn't smile. He didn't laugh. He gently took the microphone from Claire's hand and turned to face the guests. "I need to say something," he said, his voice calm but clear. The room fell silent. Claire and I have been together for almost 5 years, and in those years, I've learned a lot about her. I've seen her kindness, her ambition, and also her cruelty. The way she treats people she doesn't think are useful. The way she jokes at someone's expense, even when it hurts them. Claire's face froze. He continued. "What many of you might not know is that Emma," he gestured to me, "has been the backbone of this entire wedding. When Claire was overwhelmed, Emma was there. When we needed help with vendors, Emma handled it. She's shown grace, generosity, and strength." The silence deepened. You could feel the shift in the air. "I know this is supposed to be our day, Claire," Daniel said, turning to her now. "But watching you mock your own sister in front of all these people made me realize something I've been ignoring for too long." Claire's eyes widened. "I can't marry someone who thinks belittling others is funny, who humiliates her family for applause." There was an audible gasp. "I'm sorry, Claire," he said, "but I can't do this." He placed the microphone on the table, and then he walked out. Just like that. The silence that followed was unbearable. No one moved. Claire just stood there, stunned. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to chase after him. Part of me just wanted to disappear. But something strange happened next. One by one, guests began to stand. Not to follow Daniel, but to come to me. My cousin hugged me. My aunt whispered, "You didn't deserve that." A few others nodded in agreement. One even said, "Good for him." Claire sat down in her chair, tears brimming in her eyes, her lipstick smeared. For once, she had no comeback, no applause. And for the first time in my life, I didn't feel like a ghost. I felt seen.